If we see somebody who has made an outstanding achievement, we tend to say like, he is so talented, he could do it because he has talent. I can't do it. Of course, I don't want to deny the existence of talent. And so you can see, there still be the excelling ones in the same classroom. If someone's good at math, indeed, someone must be better at it. But we don't try to take a look at the process. Can you be truly sure that a good math solver is a genius? Or maybe he tried more times harder alone to solve the math problem after school. What we always focus on is result, not effort. As consequences, we disguise the effort as talent. In fact, it is way easier to explain the effort as a talent, rather than vice versa. For instance, everyone will say like, he is so talented after watching Ed Sheeran's concert, but he talked to himself that he is not talented at all in the talk show.
When people go, you're so talented, you were born with natural talent. I'm like, no. Okay. When people say artists are born with talent, you're not. You have to really learn and really practice. This is me playing guitar and singing. I'm going to put it into my mic like this. It's
okay so far.
It starts off. It hasn't gone. Wait. Hold me. I'm addicted to you. And then. But I'm grown.
He used to have a stutter, slept on Circle trains, played at 312 shows in 2009, and finally, he made it to become a world-class singer-songwriter. But still, people call him a natural talent. Like Ed Sheeran's case, many times, tons of effort is being disguised as talent. And why it is being disguised as talent is maybe because we want to comfort our own minds. Because the distance between the successful people and us is too far, we maybe try to call on effort a talent to shorten the distance. And the behavior to think like, I got no talent, can get you away from the self-development. However, we've already witnessed tons of successful stories without talent, and it implies that effort matters more than talent. Let's talk about one story. In West Point, the military academy of the United States, there is a terrifying training session that new cadets must take for 7 weeks, named Beast Barracks. Surprisingly, substantial fraction of dropouts in the entire West Point life leave the academy during Beast Barracks. A lot of psychologists have conducted tests to figure out who's gonna drop out, but none of them made it. Angela visited West Point to figure out the same problem. She sat down and started to make the questionnaire named the Grit Scale, with referring to her interview notes about who's gonna pass the Beast Barracks. And then 12 waiting cadets answered the Grit Scale. By the last day of Beast Barracks, 71 cadets had dropped out, and the Grit Scale nearly correctly predicted who would pass the training and who wouldn't. Finally, Angela proved that core factor that helps you pass the Beast Barracks is grit, not something like high SAT score, athletic ability, nor leadership. And the following studies also proved that grit matters beyond West Point. People with higher grit were less likely to quit their job and were more likely to obtain a college degree. These people are called high grit people, that is, gritty people. Do you think you are gritty too? This is Grit Scale. Angela tells you that don't overthink the questions, instead, just ask yourself how you compare to most people. Post the video for a while and estimate how gritty you are yourself. Are you done? Now, add up all the points you checked on the grit scale and divide it by 10. For instance, if your total score is 40, 40 divided by 10 equals 4. Your grit score is 4. If you did this simple calculation, your score must be within 1 to 5. Do you think you got a high grit score? Let's compare your score with a large sample of American elders. If your grit score is 4.5, you can be considered a person with grit higher than the bottom 90% of Americans. I took it too, but shamefully, 3.1 is my current grit score. There may be some people like me who got the low score, and you may be disappointing yourself for getting a low score, but you don't have to. As I said, current grit score, grit is a changeable trait. Then, what should we do to get a higher grit score? Today, I will talk about only one fundamental method to grow your grit. If people attended the commencement speech at least once, you must have heard this. Follow your passion. This might sound silly, but to keep doing something without giving up, you have to do what you love. Let's take a look at the grit scale again. It doesn't ask you how passionate you can hold to goals, but how steadily you hold on to goals over time. And we can see how important following passion is from one study. In 2013, Gallup conducted a survey of 180 million workers in 142 countries, and announced that on average, only 13% of the world's population was engaged at work. North America hit the highest engagement at work, 29%, and Europe is much lower. In this survey, we can see that most employees don't feel passionate at work. And this situation makes two consequences. Either you quit your job, or spend most of your day doing something you have no passion for. Then, how can we find the interest that can follow my passion? There are two things you should know to find your interest. First, interests are not discoverable through introspection. Instead, interests are triggered by interaction with the outside world. Jeffrey Gettleman, a friend of Angela, is a journalist. But initially, he didn't think of becoming a journalist. When he was pursuing a master's degree at Oxford University, he just had a small passion to live and work in East Africa, but didn't know how to go and live there. Then a professor praised Gettleman's writing skills and advised him to go into journalism. He didn't think of it at first, but after spending 2 years learning more about journalism, Jeffrey ended up thinking that he might go to East Africa as a journalist. After that, Jeffrey made a goal in each step, and after 10 years of steadily progressing toward his goals, he made it to live and work in East Africa as the East Africa bureau chief of the New York Times. Second, what follows the initial discovery of an interest is much lengthier and increasingly proactive period of interest development. To develop an interest, you must make the goal hierarchy. This picture shows that the goals are hierarchized into top, mid, and low levels. Top level goal is something that you need to continually develop interest in. In contrast, mid and low level goals are tools or means to achieve the top level goal. Let's take a look at the Jeffrey's case again. His top level goal was to live in East Africa, and he decided that journalist is the mid level goal for the top level goal. And to be a journalist, he learned about journalism for 2 years and did an internship in a small newspaper company. Grit is about holding the same top level goal for a very long time, Angela said. Ed Sheeran had the same top level goal of becoming a singer-songwriter. New Kids in West Point held the same top level goal of passing the Beast Barracks. If you make a top level goal and keep developing it, you'll end up being a greedy person. The book Grit teaches you 3 more ways to improve your grit, how to grow your kids in a greedy way, and how to persistently move toward the goal you want to achieve. If you set your limit line yourself, you can never go beyond the line. I hope you feel that the moment you have the high grit, there are no limits and you can do anything. Thank you.